Okay, here's what I'm using. I'm using a couple of different files. Mill file, that's a pillar file that I broke the lead in off, and I will be using the pillar files. First thing I'm going to do is flush the ends. So that's what I'm going to do first. I did this side, I will do the other side, and you'll be able to see, there we go, what that looks like. Now right now you can see the fret wires are all, the bars are all over the place because I have to true them up, and you'll see that process shortly. Okay, we're getting a little bit closer. I now have the frets flushed. I'm not going to worry about dressing the ends yet. Now I'm going to level my fretboard. Now, like I said earlier, the files that I use are a second cut mill file, pillar file that has the lead off broke. Here is a pillar file. Now I'm going to be going and I'll be using my radius blocks, and I use those in a straight edge, a machined straight edge of aluminum, and this is my 16-inch radius block. Best Parts is the one I use, extruded aluminum, and I have 320 grit sandpaper on there. Now I'm going to mark up the frets and I will level them out. You'll see how that works. Okay, the process is going to be simple. I use a magic marker and I just mark the top of the frets. Now I'm going to start leveling the frets. At this point I want to get them leveled. I'm not going to use any weights. I'll use that in a minute. I have a lot of material to remove off of my frets because they're sitting about 85 to 90 thousandths high over the fretboard, and I'm shooting for 55 thousandths when I'm done. So at this point I'm going to flatten, or I should say plane the frets so that they're in the same 16-inch radius plane, and I can manipulate that in order to adjust the neck. Okay, the process started, and you can see this is obviously a high fret. Here we're just starting to whittle down the different high frets, and we're eventually going to work out and get this all planed true. I always try to treat my neck like two fretboards, from here up and from here down, because I want a little bit of a fall off on the extension to allow for humidity changes. So right now this is just a patient process of getting this all down so that I get the frets on the same plane, and then I can adjust the fret heights and get that set up for the playability. Okay, the process is coming along a little further, and you can see now we're starting to get frets leveled out. We're starting to plane out, and it's coming along. It's a process. It takes some time. I've been working on this for about 10-15 minutes. So you can see you're just working to get this all trued up. So, okay, if you look at all the frets now, we have them leveled. And I have this little straight edge that I can span 3, and I do a fret rocker. So my frets are now flat. And you can see here, my fret ends must now get dressed. So I'm going to radius my fret ends. And these do get dressed differently than the T-bar. They're just a different animal. So you'll see how that goes. I'm going to radius them this way, and then I'll break the corners this way, and I'll crown them all. And there we go. We're getting near the end. Okay, frets are all flattened out. And can you see here, I'm trying to get a good picture so you can see how I've radiused the ends. I'm going to have to get some still shots, but there I think you can see a little bit of the radiusing. And again, I treated from here up as one fretboard and from here down as another. So now I'm going to have to crown all of these, because right now they're just a bunch of sharp edges. So that will be the next thing, crowning. Okay, we got the crowning process just about done. I use 2 files. I use the StewMac Z file, which works really nice for breaking that edge, and you can also work it, and then I can go over it with the crowning file to round everything off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on here with a padded piece of sandpaper and polish the frets and dress up the fret ends. So we're that much closer to having this completed. Okay, now we are now done with our fret work. Let's see if we can get you a better fret plane. It's hard to do this way, and I'll get some flat pictures. So all of the frets are now been leveled. I have all of the ends dressed. And again, I'll probably have to do some flat pictures there. The fret ends have been radiused. You can see how all the ends are broke. I got a little bit more polishing up to do, but that's how you do it. And now everything's level. That is how you bar fret. So remember, the big thing about bar fretting is how you compression fret your neck. You can do this two ways. One, using a thicker bar fret. You can also kind of wedge the bottom of the bar fret and drive it in that way. You can use the little barbs like I showed you to do on the sander. A little touch of glue just at the ends to close up any gaps so that you don't have, I think I left one here, right there. Can you see? Okay, that's a little gap there. So with the glue, that closes all of that up. That's how you do it. From my shop to yours.